Hi everyone, and welcome to Meerkat Musings. I'm your host Ben, aka Daft Timon, and welcome to the first video in a couple of weeks. I've not really been in the mood to do videos for the past few weeks for one reason or another. Big problems with the laptop not working correctly. New one is on the way. Hopefully it'll be here soon. But the old laptop we've got is just painfully slow. There was an issue with the website where I couldn't update it for several days. That was really frustrating because one of the things I've been doing to try and relieve the stress and the uncertainty is work on my stories. Without a working website, there is no work on the stories because that's where they're stored. So it kind of felt like one by one my creative outlets were being closed to me, which was rather frustrating. But the website's working again now, and for every reason I feel in a slightly better mood than I have done recently. I don't mind admitting that things are getting me down a little bit over the past few days, but I do feel a bit brighter today. It helps that today is a brighter, sunnier day. I think the weather can make a big impact on this kind of thing. And while I had a nice Easter, the next few days got a bit drab again, and now they're brightening up again. Hopefully we'll now have a sustained spell of bright sunny weather. I'm not asking for 30-degree heat waves in April. I don't expect that. We're going to get some downturns again ahead of summer, because we are in spring. We're not in summer. It's spring, so we can't expect summer sunshine yet. But to have an improvement, I'm looking out the window now, bright blue skies, the wind has dropped a bit, so it's a bit nicer. I think we need that in the face of everything else that we're having to deal with as a nation, as a planet, as a species. I think we deserve to have some kind of relief, an outlet to enjoy, and the weather's one of those things. I don't know if there's a God out there, but if there is, then for crying out loud, your creation here is suffering, so please give us some form of relief. If you do care about your creation, about your human species, then at least give us decent weather to try and get through this crisis, rather than the kind of rather naff weather we've had for ages. Of course, ideally, if you are out there, then you could actually solve a lot of our problems very easily, rather than making us jump through arbitrary hoops. But that's a whole different discussion for a different day. But I guess we just have to keep soldiering on, and just trying to prevail as best we can. There was a rumble that where I work might possibly, within the next couple of weeks, begin to slowly reopen, if the government, of course, relaxes its guidelines a bit. Because interestingly, and I'm not entirely sure how this works, but where I work, they could class themselves in theory as essential, albeit that's a bit of a stretch if you ask me. But there is the possibility of going back to work and doing my job, which I enjoy. I enjoy my job. I'm fortunate to be able to say that. Not everyone can say that. But I don't know. That's not set in stone by any means. So let's not expect that too much, as it were. Don't get me wrong. I love my wife and daughter dearly. It's nice to spend some time with them. But every single day feels like it's exactly the same. And it just feels like this non-stop monotonous crawl through this lockdown period. Going back to work would at least break things up a bit. It would, although going to work becomes a routine, it's a routine with variation. Every day is different. You have days off, of course, to break things up still further, and it just makes things feel more normal, I guess, unlike the regular monotony that we're in at the moment. But I don't know. This is something which might be a couple of weeks away yet. The lockdown officially has been extended till early May. It might go on longer. Who knows? But we'll have to wait and see. It is, in the meantime, causing other frustrations. I haven't been able to watch a Formula One Grand Prix in 2020, not a new live race, as it were. That's my big love, Formula One. I've got videos about it on my YouTube channel, lengthy articles about it on my website. and I haven't been able to watch any new races for ages. The F1 channel on YouTube has posted both full races and highlights from what are termed classic races, and I've enjoyed some of those. But it's not the same as seeing a brand new race where you have no idea what's going to happen. The first corner chaos, the duels between drivers, the strategy, and that kind of thing. When it's a brand new race that no one's seen before and you can't guess what's going to happen, it makes it more interesting. Naturally, of course it does. Any live sport is better than seeing something that's been recorded years ago. But you take what you can get, of course, with these things. But it is frustrating because I love Formula One. I really do. It's probably my biggest sporting passion, and it's gone at the moment. And there's no idea as to when that will return. There's talk of maybe some venues doubling up on races. Might be 2 races at Silverstone, but it's all up in the air. We might end up with a championship which is only 10 races long. Who knows? We just don't know. These are uncertain times, strange times. It's also affected football. I'm a big Liverpool fan, and if Liverpool were denied the league title, having dominated the Premiership all season, to be denied the title because of this would be gutting and heartbreaking. That's up in the air. There is lots of talk about resuming the season. No one wants to cancel the season, but resuming it will depend on a lot of factors. Who knows? Who knows? They might still say void the season, which would be horrible because it's not like we're only a couple of points in the lead. Liverpool were 2 wins away from the title, securing it very, very early. Earlier, perhaps, than I think anyone else has ever managed in the history of the Premier League. But we might end up with nothing, which would be ridiculous. But unfortunately, that's the way it goes. No one could have predicted this corona business. No one. And it doesn't help that the government has reacted, in my view, slowly and poorly to it. But no one could have predicted it. So that makes that a big unknown, really, as far as football's concerned, and Formula One, of course, as well. But I have to try and keep optimistic, have to think maybe, just maybe, we'll get a resumption of these things. I don't know, but fingers crossed. In the meantime, I've been playing some Mario Maker, try and make some new levels. It's slow going with that, really, because I've also been doing some book reading, some kids' books, believe it or not. My daughter has a bunch of books about a group of rabbits, basically, and they are doing battle with weird kind of corrupted rabbits, for lack of a better word. There's a bunch of stories about a rabbit called Podkin One Ear, and they're not bad for kids' books, I dare say. There's some depth there to the story. They're not necessarily particularly cheerful either. You know, they have a bit of intensity, I guess, to them. But they are... There's fun little diversions, I guess. And it's made me kind of wonder about writing something maybe not along similar lines, I guess, but it's kind of inspired a few thoughts for a new story that I'm writing. I've got my Warlord story, which is... Well, I've now completed, as of this video, 21 chapters. I've just started chapter 22. Albeit writing on a phone is not easy. And the other story that I'm writing is called The Schism. And that's a little bit different. Still, I guess, kind of sci-fi-ish in a way. But they're both on the website. So I'll chuck some links onto this video. Take a look if you want, of course. And just go from there, really. Beyond that, the usual message, stay safe, look after each other, make sure you talk to your loved ones. For my friends and family, even if you're watching this, guys, I love you. I love you all. I hope you're all well, and I look forward to when we can all meet up and have some fun. Take care, guys.